The purpose of the description is how to use this modification to lead us to joy, to lead us to bliss. I can say it can lead only to joy, then bliss suddenly happens. He is beautifully guiding us step by step. First, he described right knowledge. Second, wrong knowledge. Third, the beautiful vikalpa, imagination. Now fourth, he is talking about sleep. Step by step, he is leading us. The right knowledge, then wrong knowledge, then imagination. Deeper than imagination, there is something. That is what is sleep. This is also a modification which can lead to pain or anguish, pain or joy. Sleep. If you understand the word sleep in an ordinary way, what you understand as sleep, we can ask, how can that lead to pain? Sleep always leads only to peace. How can that lead to pain? So, sleep word should not be understood as we understand in a very normal way. Let's see what Patanjali has to say about sleep. Let us understand what Patanjali has about sleep. Abhava pratyaya lambana vrittir nidraha. Abhava pratyaya alambana vriddhi nidraha. When I read each sutra, so much of appreciation and respect for Patanjali comes. Even this sutra, you have a little Sanskrit background, you can see, you can understand. Right words, not one word extra. Right words is connecting. Just one line. He has described different dimensions of sleep. Let me give you the translation. The subtle state where thoughts are not visualized is sleep or nidra. Abhava pratyaya alambana vriddhi nidraha. The subtle state where thoughts are not visualized is sleep or nidra. The moment I translate, I can very clearly feel I am able to translate only one dimension of that sutra. That sutra can be translated from different dimensions. Here I have a beautiful book by a research scholar, Salvatore. He has beautifully created a book giving 12 different translations. I wanted to give a credit for his great work. 12 different translations. When I see all the 12 different translations, I can say very clearly, each one of them are approaching Patanjali from different level of consciousness and different angle. I'll try to give you the deeper truths, what Patanjali is trying to express, what Patanjali wants to say about sleep. One important thing, there is no beings which does not spend its time, part of its life in sleep First thing, you can be without right knowledge, without wrong knowledge, without imagination, but you can never be without sleep. You may be able to avoid those three, but you can never avoid sleep. It's almost like you are breathing. Almost like you are breathing. It's your life. 1/3 of your life is spent in sleeping. If you understand the Patanjali's views about sleeping and ability to use that knowledge in your day-to-day life, I can say the whole quality of your life can be transformed. Every single sutra is a complete technique by itself. That is why I have to give so much of introduction to every single sutra. If you are coming every day, you can understand at least 10 minutes I spent in introducing Patanjali and every single sutra. Because every single sutra is a complete technique by itself. I can say every single sutra can create one religion. It has created. There are some religions which work only on sleep. One sect of Buddhism, they don't teach you anything else except the ideas, concepts about sleep. They help you to work on sleep, that's all. In daytime, whatever you do, you can do. Daytime, anything you can do. They say that let's do all the spiritual practices and take exercises for spiritual growth during sleep and use the daytime for some other purpose. I think that will be really a wonderful thing. I saw the other day one advertisement. Let you earn more and more money during your sleep and keep your days to spend with your loved ones. One financial firm advertisement. Anyhow, this Buddhist tradition helps you only how to work on your consciousness during sleep. Of course, source is Patanjali. You can imagine how great that Chidambaram would have been. Chidambaram is a place where he was born, lived and taught, ran his university. He was having a great traditional university, and still his community which he created called Dikshitas. He is the founder of that community. Still that community is alive. Still they don't take initiation from anybody. Patanjali is Guru. So still his words are repeated, remembered. You can say some 1,000 families are there. And one important thing I want all of you to know, still that community, none of them cross the border of the town. You will be shocked. It is just 10-kilometer area. They take birth, they live, they marry, they give birth to kids, they die inside that city, inside that town. They don't move out of the town. They have a strong commitment to Patanjali and Nataraja. Nataraja is a Shiva. Shiva is the master of Patanjali. Patanjali became enlightened through the Shiva's darshan. Still, that community has committed itself for this knowledge. Whoever comes to their place, they teach, they share this knowledge, they make this knowledge available, they run the temple, and they have taken the vow, they will not cross the city. Sometimes I feel surprised. Even in this age, can you imagine? The education is available to them. Everything is available to them. But they have decided no. We will spend our life, dedication, sacrifice. I can say it is their sacrifice kept this knowledge alive, unpolluted for us. There are so many scriptures which suffered interpolations. But I can assure, guarantee, this book is pure because this community took care. I remember them with all my love and respect for their great service to the sutras. They are called Chidambaram Dikshitas. Still that community is there. They maintain this scripture. They preserve. It's because of them we have this knowledge. They have dedicated their life. It's unimaginable, not moving out of one city from birth till death. There are so many things to see in the world. Even the youngsters, this generation, I have met many of them. I ask them sometime, don't you feel like going outside, or your elders are stopping you? They said, no, we decided to dedicate. Our elders are not saying, they say, if you want to go, you can go. No problem. There are very few, I can say 0.1% went out for some purpose. They also go out to run some temples there, that's all. Here and there, if Nataraja temples are built, they go outside and run the temples. I asked them, why don't you guys feel like going out? They said, no. They call Nataraja as Ambalavana. He's the Lord of that Chidambaram, Lord of the stage. No, he is enough for us. They feel he is the father of the whole community. And father is here, where else to go? That's such a strong feeling connection, commitment. It is they who preserved this whole knowledge. Not a single extra word. Apava, pratyaya, alambana, vriddhir, nidraha. The subtle state where thoughts are not visualized is sleep or nidra. He is not only talking about the sleep which you experience in the night. You lie down, there is no dream, there is no thought. Early morning you wake up, you know only that sleep. We remember only about that sleep. He is not talking only about that sleep. That is also one kind of sleep you go through. But you go through two other sleeps. The sleep which you experience during waking state. The sleep which you experience during dream state. The sleep which you experience during deep sleep state. Three sleep: waking sleep, dream sleep, sleep. Waking time also we experience sleep. You can see many times. You would have started the car, driven to office, half an hour drive. When you park your car in the office and get out of the car, only then suddenly you will remember you drove for half an hour. Half an hour you drove. You turned right, left, stopped in a signal, gave a break for a cop. You did so many things. You did so many things. But you don't remember. Means sleeping during daytime. It's not only, see, I'm not talking about the people who have disorders, who sleepwalkers. I'm saying whole humanity is sleepwalking. Except a man who is awakened, who is enlightened, the whole humanity is sleepwalking. Sometimes my disciples find that people who are living around me, they find that clear difference. They will not be able to cope up with my clarity. They will not be able to cope up with my awareness. I tell them this. They can't grasp. Sometimes I struggle with them. Then suddenly I remember this sutra. Till you are enlightened, no other way. You will have part of your waking state sleeping. You will have part of your waking state sleeping. No other way. absent-mindedness is one side effect or byproduct of this, what Patanjali calls as nidra. Being absent-minded. Please understand. Not being alive in the state in which you are is what I call sleep. Not being available or not being alive in the state which you are. Otherwise, all problems you face, you have solution. There is no problem which can't be solved. Please understand. I am very clear when I say this. I really mean this. There is no problem which can't be solved. All problems can be completely solved. The only one thing, you need to be available. You need to be available there. All problems are created when you are not available. When you are not available, you mess up the whole thing. It's absent-mindedness. Absent-mindedness, I can say it is very superficial word. Even that can't be the right description. You are there, but you are not there. You are there, but you are not there. Many times you can see, especially when you are watching TV, when you are reading a book, suddenly, for a few minutes, gap. Suddenly, few minutes gap. It's as if the pause has happened. As if a pause has happened. And you, at least with the book, you wake up and you can go back. That is why still no media is able to outdate books. See, no media is able to outdate books. So many medias have come where you need only less effort to learn. Lesser effort than reading a book. TV, so many medias have come. But book, you can't outdate a book because people always, they know in between they will have a rest. They will have pause. If they have paused, they can go back if it is a book. That is why people believe, trust, rely books more than any other source. Absent-mindedness. Suddenly you are absent. You are not there. Suddenly you are not there. See, your body is moving. You are walking. You are talking. You are going. You are doing this. You are doing that. It is showing all the medical symptoms of you being alive. Clinically, you are alive. Medically, you are alive. But you are not there. The reflection of consciousness is not there. Body is a mirror which has ability to reflect the superconscious state. The sun is a superconsciousness. Human body is the only body which is polished and directed towards that sun. The reflection is what we call soul, individual soul. All other bodies, they may be alive, but they are not that sharp, they are not that polished, they are not that sophisticated that it can reflect that pure consciousness, that sun. The reflection of sun itself cannot happen. That is why human body is so highly respected in the Vedic tradition. Even the devas, the angels, demigods, even if they want enlightenment, they have to take a human body. Please understand, you are in a blessed zone because the possibility is there for you. If somebody dies after having human body without becoming enlightened, that is the ultimate stupidity you can do. Sorry for the strong word. I am not saying, Shankara says. Shankara is saying, Manushyatva, Mumukshutva, Mahapurusha Samsaya. Viveka Chudamani. Sorry, I'm using too many Sanskrit words. I'll translate. Sometimes I always think that I should not use more Sanskrit words. But without the Sanskrit words, the original words, the much juice is lost. Sometimes I feel if I have translated only one dimension, at least if I utter the Sanskrit word, people who knows the Sanskrit, let them understand from other dimensions also. That is actually, if I just speak in English without giving that original words, I may not express all the dimensions expressed by that word. So if I utter the word, at least for the sake of record, next generation who are listening, they may understand in a deeper dimensions, which I did not express verbally. That's the reason I never miss or I never forget to add that original words also. Manushyatva means human body. It's not even saying human body, humanness. There's a big difference. He's not saying Manushya Sarira, Manushyatva, humanness. Mumukshutva, seeking beyond, seeking the truth, seeking the ultimate. Mahapurusha Samsaya means nearness of an enlightened one, nearness of a person who has achieved. After achieving all these three, please understand, all of you have all these three. That is why you are here. The moment, of course, Manushyatva, no doubt, you all. At least I don't have doubt. Mumukshutva, the moment you decided to get into your car and drive in this LA traffic and come and sit here, you have Mumukshutva. You have Mumukshutva. There is no other reason. Why should you come here? You don't come here to see this throne. You don't come here to do anything else. You don't come here to see these or that things. The moment you decide to come here, what is the pull? Pull is, let me go and see what he says today. Yesterday somebody was saying, the moment I wake up early morning, Swamiji, all I think is, why still it's not become 7 o'clock in the evening? I'm just waiting. Sometimes I even change my clock. But what to do? Changing my clock won't work. In this country, they change clocks. First time I was surprised when I said that, when I heard 1 hour move it this side, I said, how can time move? Because in India, we never heard this concept of time moving. And still I have a problem when I travel from zone to zone inside this country. Because in India, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, same time. From Calcutta to Allahabad, same time. I always feel, how can time move? Anyhow, at least time zone also we can understand. But suddenly 1 hour move this side. Anyhow, it's okay. The moment you decide to drive and come and be here, you have mumukshutva. The moment you wake up in the morning and you are thinking whole day about when it will become 6 o'clock, when it will become 6 o'clock I can go. If you are remembering, be very clear. You have strong mumukshutva. Nothing else is needed. Mahapurusha Samsaya. You have the nearness of an enlightened one. Beautifully Shankara says, after all these three, you waste the time. It's utter stupidity. Again, the whole thing boils down to this one sutra. If you ask me the question, how can I use? I have all these three, how can I use? Whole thing boils down to this one sutra, be available, don't be in nidra. avoid day sleeping, at least when you are with the master. Avoid day sleeping, at least when you are with the master. The absent-mindedness, I can say, because of absent-mindedness, people miss many things. The relationship, the life, the decisions, many things they miss. Sometimes, see, being absent-minded, when you talk to others, is one problem. I have a story about that. It really happened. It's a story in my life. In the North India, I was staying in an ashram in Rishikesh. The head of that ashram, that Swami, is a great sadhu, a very pious, wonderful person. Not only he will meditate and do tapas and study, he will do social service also. He will go all out in the local villages. He will collect all the kids and give them food and give them shelter and education, do all services. One big problem with that sadhu is he is absent-minded. Even while you are sitting and talking, you will fall asleep. The wild thing is, with open eyes, you will fall asleep. That's one big problem. So in the local, one government official became his devotee. He said, Swamiji, I'll take you to another one officer, my head officer, and get some 10 lakh sanction for our project, social service projects, 1 million rupee for our social service projects. This Swami says, yes, we will go. Next day, both of us went. That man took us to his higher officer and we went outside. He says, I can only introduce, I should not sit here and talk. So both of you sit and convince him. We were sitting and talking. That guy started saying what all service you are doing, and he started suddenly bargaining. Means, I will not give 1 million rupee. I cannot give 1 million rupee. I cannot give 10 lakh rupee. I can give only 5 lakh. Then I started bargaining and I started telling this we are doing, that we are doing. This Swami doesn't take anything. It is not going to his Swami and all. It is not going to him and all those things. And he was sitting. Suddenly I saw he slept. He's missing. With open eyes. I cannot wake him up in front of the officer. So somehow I managed, talking. Completed the bargain around 8 lakh. Swami could have kept quiet. He woke up. He started telling, we cannot accept below 6 lakh. You should give at least 6 lakh. Just now the officer said, I will give you 8 lakh. Suddenly he wakes up and starts shouting in a high pitch. Big problem is, when you wake up, you just wanted to show that you are awake. You don't want them to think that you are asleep all this time. You just wanted to do something to prove that your identity, you are available. This guy suddenly woke up and started shouting, no, at least 6 lakh you should give. You cannot stop with 5 lakh. The officer got completely confused. What happened just now? I agreed for 8 lakh. It's absent-mindedness. Big problem. Absent-mindedness during talking with others or your activity, you will lose outer world. Absent-mindedness during your inner planning, inner visualization, inner thinking, understand, that is the worst part. You will suddenly miss some links. You will be thinking, I should start seeking sincerely, I should read this book. Suddenly there will be pause. And after a few minutes, I think I should watch TV. Time is going. I did not go to this show. I should go for that show. I should do that. Suddenly, there is a big pause. The thing which was happening inside you is missing. Please understand. The absent-mindedness which happens internally, you can say that is the worst thing. Nidra which is happening in the internal flow of consciousness, flow of thoughts, is worse than the nidra which is happening in your outer activities. Absent-mindedness in the outer world. You may have only one or two problems outside. I have a story about that. I'll read it out. Because sometimes with my accent people miss the punchline. The big problem is when they miss the punchline, they ask the next person. It looks very foolish. Then I have to elaborate on a joke. If a joke has to be elaborated, that is the worst joke. The joke needs to be elaborated. Something is seriously wrong with the joke or the person who told. Or the person who heard. An absent-minded professor was moving to a new house. Further along the same street, his wife knew that he was prone to forgetting things. So she wrote down the new address on a piece of paper. Before he went to college, she handed him the paper and the key to the new house and reminded him not to go back to the same old address. That morning, one of his students asked him a complex question, and the professor wrote the answer down on the back of the slip of that same paper. Student asked whether he could keep the same paper. Forgetting what was on the other side, professor said, certainly. In the evening he returned out of habit to the old house, tried the key and could not get in. Realizing his mistake, he searched in his pockets for the slip of paper with the new address, but of course there was no sign of it. So he wandered along the street and stopped the first personable looking lad whom he saw. Excuse me, I am Professor Galbraith. You would not happen to know where I live, would you? That guy replied, sure dad, I know. Understand? This is too much. This is too much. Absent-mindedness in the outer world. Even with that, you lose only things of the outer world. Look inside. The serious problem, absent-mindedness in the inner world. See, forgetting to take your hat back, forgetting to take your glasses back, these are all just simple mistakes. You lose only simple things. But forgetting to keep the seeking, forgetting to keep the things which you really need in your life, that is where you lose too many big things. The mind, many times, I've seen, whenever I come, a big group gathers and they are all inspired terribly about the seeking, and they pick up all DVDs, all books, all cassettes. It will be lying down in the cupboard till I come back again. It really happens. It's like people prepare for when they read some books about exercise, or when they see some show in the TV, or when doctor says you have to exercise, they go to the shop and buy all kinds of instruments and all kinds of books, and it is lying down in the garage for next 2 years. Till they see the doctor again, until the doctor says you have to exercise. Till the doctor again insists, it is lying down in the garage. Means inside your thinking, absent-mindedness. Please understand. Whenever I put a fire inside you decide, yes. I think from today, I am going to leave what Swami says. I think I wasted too much of time. You create all kinds of vows, all kinds of ideas, all kinds of thoughts. By the time you reach your house, that mental setup slowly, it's not there. The break. Inside your thinking system, you slept. The absent-mindedness. That nidra has happened in your energy flow, in your thought flow. See, just the sleep which you go through in the night time is no way going to lead you to anguish, pain. I can say it's a power, it's energy. You go back to the state, you go back to the source from which you created this body. See, this body was created when your mother was fast asleep. That is why still in India there is a tradition. Pregnant lady, if she is sleeping, she will not be disturbed. They won't sleep, they won't disturb her during sleeping. They say that Brahma is creating the body. Brahma is creating the body, let her sleep. They say she should sleep. When she is fast asleep, the energy which is there inside her womb, in that womb you are created. The creation happens in that womb. Every night you go back to that same energy. See, all your bed, pillow, everything is trying to create the same energy, same space, same mood of the womb. You can see even the sleeping posture, how you sleep. The same posture, how a baby is in the womb. Just go back to that same posture, you will fall asleep within few seconds. All the bed, everything is trying to recreate the same ambience, same experience which you had in the womb. You go back to the same energy and recreate your body and come back to live. That sleep no way will lead you to pain or anguish. But the sleep which you experience during the thought flow or the action flow, during the thought flow or the action flow. See, if you experience the sleep during the action flow, you will miss things of the outer world. If you experience the sleep during the thought flow, you will miss too many things of the inner world. You can see very clearly. How many times you take how many vows? What happens to all that? What happens to all that? After all, your mind, you took the vow. The other day somebody came and told me, Swamiji, in last 2 months, 20 times I quit smoking. Means what? 19 times you started again. What happens to your vows? What happens to your integrity? It is not that you want to break it. If you want to break it, it's perfectly all right. You have freedom. It's your choice. But something else is happening. Understand? Something else is happening. The sleep, a kind of a sleep is happening in your thought flow itself. In your very thought flow, sleep is happening. There are two kinds of repairing. Every night when you fall asleep, so many repair work will happen inside your system. It gets rejuvenated. That's one kind of repairing. The other kind of repairing, it has to be done only when you are awake. You can't be put to sleep and the repairing cannot be done. The physical repair, you can be put to sleep and the repairing can happen. Your tiredness, if you are tired, you can be put to sleep and the tiredness can go away. Repairing can be done. It's like an auto mechanic repairing a car. But the conscious repair, it's like a doctor doing bypass surgery. You can't be put to sleep. The repair work has to happen when you are alive. Doing conscious repair is what I call meditation. Sleep and meditation, both are almost same. The difference between auto mechanic and surgeon. Surgeon always gets paid more because He has to repair while the machine is running. You need to understand, you need to repair while inner chattering is happening. Many times when the inner chattering is happening, suddenly there is a break. Suddenly there is a break. People come and ask me how to repair. The awareness itself will heal half of the problems. One big problem, one big important thing you need to know. The moment you know you are sleeping, you will be out of sleep. The moment you know you are sleeping, you will be out of sleep. The moment you know you are breaking in your thought flow, you will be connecting it. If you know you are breaking, you will be connecting it. People come and tell me, they repent really. Swamiji, how much ever I tried unclutching, my mind sometimes goes here and there. I am not able to unclutch. I tell them, the moment you remember, unclutch again. Come back again, that's enough. Don't bother about few moments which you lost. When you come back again and again without creating guilt, the moments which are lost will be reduced, drastically reduced. But you lose confidence over you if you miss 2-3 times. If you miss 2-3 times, you lose confidence. No need. As Patanjali says, you slip. You slip while you are awake. Even in the conscious flow, you slip. Says beautifully. Again and again I wanted to repeat that sutra in every level. The subtle state where thoughts are not visualized is sleep. It not only happens during the sleep, it happens during waking sleep also. The waking sleep also two kind. One is with the outer world actions. Another one is the inner world thought flow. Be aware of different kind of sleep. That's enough. Then you can start being awake. You can start being alive.